Oh, there we go. Welcome to the show. If you're wondering what I'm doing, jumping in your feed, well, now it's almost 5 o'clock on a Wednesday. I'm going to tell you all about it here in a minute. Got to throw you other stuff before that. And if you're listening to this just on the audio version at a later date, I do go live on Facebook and YouTube. Would love for you to check that out. And what this is one of two different types of formats I do. This is a shorter version. It's about shit. I just spit in this mic about shit that I think you want to hear. And then on opposite weeks, I have full length episode, which is 60 to 90 minutes. Me and another guest get on and we talk about, well, fuck, everything. And the latest episode out is with Sarah, the Tank Girl, and it's awesome. It's one of my favorite episodes to this date. I highly recommend you go check that out. She is incredibly inspiring. And everything you need to know about the show, of course, is over at brawpodcast.com. It's my website. You can find out all sorts of crazy stuff there. And, of course, Instagram at brawpodcast. So before we get into this, I got a couple things I want to tell you about. Is got to give a shout out to High Speed Daddy. These guys, we partnered up quite a while ago, but I've had their product since before our son was born, and they make cool tactical stuff for today's parenting and other stuff. They got a whole line of stuff on their website. But what I want to touch base on, I ordered a lunchbox, for work, a soft lunchbox, cooler lunchbox. Awesome product, by the way. But I've been in customer service my entire life. Literally, my entire life, I've been in customer service. I have not yet found or come across somebody that even comes close to what Craig and that crew do over there for customer service. It is top notch, incredible. You want an example of how to do customer service right? Order something from these guys. I won't spoil it for you, but the product is exceptional, of course, but the customer service, god damn, Craig. Great job, fellas. I have taken notes and implemented some stuff in this project of mine from that. But link is in the show notes. Go over there. Give Craig a bunch of shit for me when you talk to him. And, of course, Live Rishi. I've been talking about these guys for almost a decade. Been using it since, even longer. And the Rishi rub is phenomenal. So jump in the show notes. Use the code word TABLE50. You're going to 50% off your entire order. That's showing you some love for showing me some love. And, of course, give him shit, too, as well for me while you're over there. Now, the other thing is I got a pile of quotes sitting on my desk, and I never know what to do with them. So I decided to add these quotes to my the front of each episode. And what this one is, with this episode coming up, what I'm going to talk to you about, it fits perfect. And it's easily in the top 3 favorite of my quotes. And if you know anybody that, I don't know the author. So if anybody knows the author, would love to hear about it. But it's deep in his heart. Every man longs for a battle to fight, an adventure to live, and a beauty to rescue. Love that quote. God, we could talk about that. We could break that down all day. But let's get into this. And what is this? This is, well, it's me, this microphone, you all listening, no notes, whatever's in my heart and my mind. Take what you want, leave the rest. All right. So today, as you saw on the title, it's Warrior and Poet. And I am a fan of Jordan Peterson. I know everybody's got their opinion of the dude. Most of the time I can't keep up with him because he's fucking incredibly brilliant and intelligent. But I do love his stuff. Most of it, of course, I don't agree with everybody about everything. But one thing he talks about that I like, and it goes with, again, today, is you should be a monster. You should be a monster and be able to control it. Being timid and non-aggressive and coy is unacceptable. And there should be a balance between you being a monster and a poet. And what I'd like to talk about that is, in the gym, I'm a monster. I mean, people come to me, or, well, they don't go anywhere near me in the gym because my resting gym face is not good. They'll see me and they'll be like, hey, I saw you in the gym. I'll be like, hey, why don't you come say nothing? They're like, you ever see yourself in the gym? And because I go to battle with the weights when I go, I'm concentrating, I'm aggressive, I'm not out of control, but I'm getting shit done. You should be aggressive. You should be assertive. You should want to get after something. Now, I'm not talking about going running across the yard and with an axe and wanting to kill everything in front of you, as we think is a monster. But whatever you do, like just because you don't wield an axe doesn't mean you can't be a monster. What about the person that sits behind a computer screen and gets their business done that way? Being a monster doesn't have to be the physical part of it. It's your attitude of getting something done. Be aggressive about it, be assertive about it, and take care of business. And me personally, like this morning is a great example of being a poet, the poet part of it. I go to wake my son up and he's all comfortable, of course, in his bed. And I rub his back and he stirs and he looks up at me with one eye, smiles, and I say, hey, buddy. And he laughs and he says, hi, Dad. And of course, oh my God, it's beautiful, right? But then in an instant, I could turn and completely destroy the room if I wanted to, right? I believe most of the time, of course, I'm not a fucking saint. I do lose my cool. I yell at, I get yelling at people and stuff like that. I mean, I am human. I'm far from perfect. And, but another great example of that, I think that would bring it home for you is I got a good buddy of mine and he loves Norse religion, and that's Vikings, right? This will really, I think this will seal a good image of you, or a good image, and bring my point home because I like to keep these short. So I'm going to give you a phrase and I'm going to give you a beat after, and I want you to think of what the first thing that comes to your mind. All right. So if I say Vikings, what came to your mind? The fucking 7-foot blonde dude in furs on a boat in the rain, holding an axe, ready to storm the beach and kill everything in front of him? Is that what came to your mind? Most likely. I highly doubt, and prove me if I'm wrong, please, that you thought about the guy in pants and a shirt at home, tending to his crops, being a leader in his community, taking care of stuff at home, chasing his old lady around, loving on her, taking care of the kids, teaching them to be, teaching them to be good people. You probably didn't think of that, did you? No. You thought about the Viking part where he's holding an axe and he's going to go kill everybody. But talking to my buddy, and again, I think I said this, but my buddy looks like a Viking. He's got the big beard and he's full of tattoos and he just lives the life. The image that we think of Vikings is minimum of what they did in their lifetime, right? It's probably 5% of what they did during their lifetime. So they probably didn't live to their 80, that's for sure. So, but when they were living, the mass majority was at home, taking care of the community, being a leader, taking care of their household, helping friends out, building community, doing all that. And that's what I like about the warrior and the poet. So take a good look at what you have going around in your life and the balance that you have. Just like everything else, everybody's got to have their own balance, man. So you balance it the way you want it. But when you get after something, man, fucking get after it. I enjoy getting after it aggressively and just working hard at it, and then enjoying some downtime with my family and friends when that comes around, knowing that I was productive on the other side of that. So with that, think about it. I would love your feedback. And the other thing that I was rolling around in my head that I wanted to just holler at you about is a couple weeks ago, I did an episode like this and it was called And. You want to look it up? I'd love for you, of course, to go to listen to it. And it's something that I've been using for a long time. And I got some really great feedback from the episode. And I wanted to add to it where they say, you're fat. And okay. And, you work out too much. And right? Just a good deflection, because without energy, people that are trying to throw negativity, if there's no energy coming back, it dissolves. But on a kind of funnier note, is you ever sit there and talk with somebody, your neighbor, or at a barbecue, and they go, yeah, so I was mowing the lawn the other day, and the neighbor came over and talked to me, and you know what I'm talking about. And you go like, yeah. Most of the time you go, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Fuck, you don't. You have no idea what they're talking about. In your mind, you're like, I ain't got a clue what you're fucking talking about, dude. But being polite, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So me and some buddies of mine had a great conversation about that. I just wanted to bring that kind of to the top of the list. So next time you're in an event, especially if it's a buddy of yours, now use the warrior or the poet. What are you going to say? You're going to go, dude, I ain't got a fuck clue what you're talking about. Because that's what I tell my friends when they do it. Because they use it to deflect, or they run out of something to say. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, got you there. But next time that happens, I would love to hear about an example. That would be cool. Use the warrior or the poet. And on that note, I'm going to get you out of here because I know you got shit to do. But don't forget Craig over at High Speed Daddy, the crew over at Live Rishi. They make both of them. The customer service and the product is beyond good. I am very proud to be connected with them both. And of course, my website, brawpodcast.com, or Instagram, brawpodcast. Would love to hear from you. And I'd like to sign off with also a kind of fun fact about my home state, New Jersey. And this one really hits home because I work in Jersey City. And between Jersey City and New York City, it's called Holland Tunnel. And that's how, millions of people commute through that tunnel. And I found out that that's the first tunnel in the United States to have a mechanical venting system that's mechanical to put fresh air into that tunnel. And fresh air is, you take everybody's definition of fresh air is different. But I thought that was really neat because that's a huge tunnel and the amount of people that travel through that. But to have a mechanical venting system and be first in the nation, that was cool. So with that information, get out of here. But don't forget, be cool. Don't act cool. Till next time.